Hey, hi all. How you guys doing today? So today we will learn jQuery element selectors. In last video we have learned ID selectors. So what is jQuery element selectors, right? So in the selector method, if we give element tag name, then it will become element selector. So there are multiple ways we can select elements by giving tag names, right? And there are some you know methods types, right? So there are multiple method types like element selector types we can use to select elements. So there are almost 20 methods. So among them we will learn 10 of them today. So let's start. uh, so before going to start, if you are new to channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click on bell icon, and please watch video till the end. You will understand it better. And then if you like the video, hit the like button, share this video. And if you do not understand, you know tell me your doubts in the comment section. I'll try to answer you over there. The first selector is actually a simple thing, right? So where btn will select a btn from the buttons. So as I said, right, so this is a tag name, right? So we just need to give a tag name over there, right? So it will fetch all elements with this tag name. So we have two elements over here, so it will fetch those two elements. Okay, so when I console log it, you can see there are two elements with the button. Okay, so there is this simple element selector method, and we can experiment with this by using multiple ways. Okay, so there are multiple ways to select particular element. So ancestor selecting, right? So if you sorry, descendant selecting. So if you look at this buttons, so there are two buttons, and these two buttons are descendant of this div, right? So if I select this div as a descendant and give space and then give the tag name, so you can see two buttons are there, right? So it will return me two buttons which are descendant of this div. Okay, you see this is the div, and these buttons are the descendant of this div. The third way is the third way is uh, selecting multiple elements, right, by giving commas. So now if I look at the console log, you can see there are multiple elements uh, with this div tag name, button tag name, and h1 tag name. Okay, so what it will do, it will select all elements, okay, based on the tag names from the HTML page. Okay, so selecting multiple elements, you need to give comma in between those tag names. Okay, and when you want to select using descendants, then you don't need to give comma. So you just need to give space in between those two tags. Okay, so the first one will become a parent, and then the second one will become a child. So now let's take another way of selecting elements. Selecting direct child. Okay, so now what I can do, I can give a greater than sign over here, and I wanted to select a button which is directly child of a particular div. So this div can be any div. Okay, so when I save this and see in a browser, right, so in a console it will give me two buttons, right, because this query is actually satisfied by this div. Okay, so inside this div we have two buttons, right? So that's the reason inside this div there are two buttons which who are actually directly child of this div. Okay, so that's the reason it is selecting those two buttons. Then we have a tilde sign. Okay, so this is the tilde sign. by doing this tilde sign, we are actually selecting elements which are, adjacent. Okay. So if I add this button adjacent to this div, okay, as a next sibling for this div, so it will give me that button. Okay. So you can see this is the button. So it returns only one button because we have only one button as an adjacent of this div. Okay. Adjacent of this div, right? So this is the button one with the ID button. You can see button one as an ID, right? Then we have another way of selecting elements, first child and last child. Then we have an nth child option also. So these selectors are like, CSS selectors only. If you are familiar with the CSS, then you will understand, these selectors. So I'll comment it out and I'll add paragraph tags over here. So you'll understand better what could be the first child and what could be the last child and the nth child also. So now what I want is I want P colon first child. Okay. So what it will return? It will return me the first P tag. Okay. It will return me the first P tag, and I'll show you why. You see, this is the P1. So what it will look actually, so if we give this kind of query, it will look for its parent. Okay. So if we are searching for P, okay, so it will look for its parent and it will return its parent's first child. Okay. It will return its parent's first child means, so this parent will, so this output container will become as a parent of this P tag, and the first child of this parent will become this P, the first P tag. Okay. Same goes with the last child also. So when I, write down last child, you can see, so this P5 will become as a last child. Okay. You see there is a P5 which is becoming as a last child for this output container child div. Okay. So this is the P5. Now, what if I want to select, the third one, the fourth one, or the second one, right? So we don't have a second child or we don't have a third child kind of selectors. So this is pseudo selectors, right? So we don't have those kind of pseudo selectors. So how we can, select those elements? So there is another one way, uh, nth child. So we have an nth child pseudo selector, and here in the parenthesis, we need to give the numbers. Okay. So suppose I want to select a second child, then it will give me a second P tag, right? After that, we have odd and even selectors also. Okay. So odd means what? So odd and even numbers are, let's see odd numbers first. Okay. So you see the second P and fourth P, they have written me the second P and fourth P. So these two P's are odd P's. Okay. So they are actually on an odd number. They are placed, their position is on an odd number, right? And then if I look for the even number, right? So it will return me the even childs. So the childs which are positioned evenly. So you see 1, 3, and 5, right? So these three elements are on a even position. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So these are almost 19 methods we have taken, right? So I hope you understand this video, and I hope your doubts has been cleared. So if you like the video, hit like button and do not forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you guys. Let's meet next in the next video.